Hey everybody, Alex here with Momentum Charting. Today we are going to be getting into AMC theaters. But first, before we do that, guys, you are not going to find technical analysis information like the information that I provide anywhere online, anywhere on YouTube. So make sure you jump down below and subscribe to the channel. It's the only way to ensure that you do not miss a single episode of Momentum Charting. Guys, thank you so much for being here. Hope everyone is having a great day. So it's been a little while, obviously, since we've done our last update on AMC. And quite frankly, there hasn't been a whole ton to talk about. But guys, I think I'm going to bring the evidence to you here today and just kind of show you what I'm seeing, that I believe that this chart of AMC here is finally starting to wake up after a long lull. It seemed like longer than, let's see, June, July, August, 3 months here about of choppy, sideways, downward consolidation. Been a long 3 months. It seemed longer than that, but that's, I guess, only as long as it's been. But finally here it looks like we are starting to wake up on the chart of AMC, potentially getting ready to see some upside. So let's dive in and look at some of this evidence. So first of all, things I like on the longer term time frames. I'm going to go through this with you on both the RSI chart and the velocity and the momentum as well. We've broken out to the upside of this downward sloping resistance I had in place ever since the beginning of July. This has been a long period of downward consolidation. Prices popped up on August 24th, and we are getting a pullback now, which I also like. So and also prices are now peeking their head above the 125 EMA, the 200 EMA. All those things very positive for potential future upside momentum. In addition to that, we now have in place this structure that you guys know I like to look for on 2-hour, 4-hour time frame. This looks to me to be a very viable, potentially good kind of magnetic trend line that we are going to be following. If I jump in here to the 10-minute time frame, you're going to be able to see it a little bit more clearly here. It's these touch points here, August 11th at 8:30 in the morning, and August 20th at 8:30 in the morning. So I'm going to continue to examine the evidence, but right now it looks like we are trying to pull back a little bit down to this magnetic trend line. So on AMC, I definitely would not be surprised to see prices consolidate back to somewhere in this area right here around $36 or so before we bounce off this trend line and head higher. But I'm going to show you exactly what I'm looking for as far as that is concerned in just a second. But before we do that, let me jump back to this 4-hour time frame, show you some more of the evidence that I believe this chart could potentially be getting ready to take off again. I like the look of this velocity right now. So if we even pull back to the 1-day time frame, we can see that this is still working up nicely. And I do like the fact that on this 4-hour, this velocity, even through this entire 3 months of consolidation period, this velocity has continued to push here to the upside and really started taking off again through this latest move to the upside here around August 23rd and August 24th. That leads me to believe potentially there is some unresolved upside left to be had in AMC, and we could potentially be getting ready to see a larger break to the upside in the near-term future. So let me go to the DRSI chart here. If it cooperates and if we open, sometimes these charts are a little bit slow. Just give me 1 second here. Okay, so yeah, I'm here on the 2-hour DRSI chart, and I really do like to follow this from time to time on longer charts. This was one of the things that notified me earlier the last couple days, also on the C right now, how we're getting kind of this series of higher lows and higher highs and nice consolidation pullbacks. We're going to just kind of set our trend line here. which is very similar to the trend line I just showed you guys a second ago on our velocity chart. So it looks to me like we are headed back right now. You can see we had this touch point here at 37 on the DRSI, then again at 39, and we still got this the DRSI here headed up, and it you can see here this line here headed to the upside, but we do obviously need for to get a bounce, right? A bounce somewhere in this area, and it looks to me like there's a really strong chance of happening, which is going to create our 1, 2. If we were to get a bounce somewhere in this area again on the 2 hour, that would create our third positive divergent bottom in a row, and I believe would start taking us to higher prices, most definitely above this last area of $48, potentially starting to head back in earnest back to the top of this channel, this support that's been here for the last 3 months, right? Around the 62, 63 area. So that's going to be definitely where I'm looking to target on this move if we can get some cooperation from the DRSI. But this setup here to me looks really nice. So I'm looking at the DRSI setup. I'm looking at this the velocity on the 4 hour, and then I also wanted to show this to you guys here on the momentum chart. So if we take a look here, I'm on the momentum chart right now. I'm on a 2-day time period. It looks to me like we are starting to get some separation from this last consolidation phase here, right? And starting pushing to the upside. There, we still do have a nice separation here between the 50 moving average, 200 EMA. This is a positive alignment on a 2-day time period. Again, getting some sort of a breakout that looks like potentially a separation of this consolidation phase we've had since June. So that's a very positive development here. But those things alone definitely aren't enough to just say AMC is ready to go up, because these things can and do turn back to the downside at any point. That's why it's important to take all these different factors into consideration, right? I've got the velocity, I've got the RSI, which I'm expecting to turn up here on a positive divergent form on a 2-hour time frame. Let's dig in deeper here on the momentum chart. So I'm there on a 2-day. The 1-day still looks like it's starting to turn up here as well. Let me get rid of this just so we can see this more clearly here. And I'm going to show you guys here what I'm looking for, because it's evident here that on a 2-hour/1 hour time frame, we are starting to roll a little bit to the downside. But what's happening here, guys, sort of in a very similar fashion to the DRSI chart, we are getting a nice series of positive divergent bottoms developing here on both the 1 hour and 2 hour time frame. This is really nice. I'm liking the look of this setup here, guys. So what I'm expecting to happen here is at some point in this area, hard to say exactly where, but definitely I'm hoping it happens above this kind of line of support here at around momentum of 0.94. This 2-hour RSI starts rolling to the upside again, and that would be obviously in conjunction with this DRSI chart turning back to the upside here. So I think that would, with all the other long-term factors, the momentum on a two-day time frame, this 4-hour velocity, then you're starting to get some of these smaller time frames too, the 2-hour and 1 hour, that start pushing back to the upside. That's definitely going to lead to an explosion in AMC back to the upside. You guys can see here we're still getting really nice volume, daily volume coming in. Seems to be every day somewhere over 100, 150 million shares. Still fantastic volume coming in on this stock. So I do believe that when we get this turnaround in the 2-hour momentum, as well as this 2-hour DRSI, that is going to explode prices back to the upside. So guys, that is basically the entirety of my short-term thesis, positive bullish thesis on AMC. So you are definitely going to want to Again, this is like the first real time. We had a couple of really short day trade type moves in AMC that I documented for you maybe about a month ago now, 3 weeks ago, something like that. But this is the first time I'm kind of really starting to get really excited about the longer term potential on AMC here. And it looks to me like the next short term pop to the upside could be a very, very nice and very profitable one. So I'm definitely going to keep you guys updated on that trade if and when I do see it develop. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel, Momentum Charting, so you do not miss that alert on AMC. Starting to see positive development, starting to see momentum break to the upside, starting to see the DRSI kicking in, starting to see momentum on the short-term time frames, pushing back to the upside. Looking forward to potentially much higher prices in AMC in the not too distant future. Subscribe to the channel, guys. Thank you so much for being here. Hope everyone is having a fantastic day. I will see everybody again soon in the next AMC update. Thank you and goodbye for now.